between two runners who do not want to see their tournaments end very prematurely.
Yeah, this one's winner take all, and then unfortunately the loser goes home. So looks like they're getting started here actually, and we're going into 1-1 to start.
Yep. So, right away, Supersonic trying to leap over the piranha plant and got clipped. So, takes another death. So not the most.
Like having a little trouble there, unfortunately.
AceOfArrows going for the more conservative approach by getting an early leaf, has no problems with 1-1, while Supersonic finally gets through, but isn't quite getting the speed strats he would like.
Yeah, it looks like he modified what he was doing at the beginning there too, and just did the pipe rub to ensure he didn't get hit by that piranha plant that time. It's a little slower, but not very much. I mean, fractions of a second we're talking.
Right. The only good news is that Hammer Bro is actually kind of turning towards him, so maybe he can save a few little seconds here and there if he gets an early Hammer Bro. After 1-4.
Yeah, that's true.
After 1-4 at AceOfArrows, already having Raccoon Mario is able to go to the hidden entrance and grabs his whistle, which he will never use, of course, since this is a Warpless category.
Yeah, it's one of the nice things about having the tail going into there is it's a lot less risky. I mean, you see Supersonic having to get a nice P-speed grab of that leaf there and do essentially the same thing.
So good 1-4 from Supersonic, who is still about a full stage behind AceOfArrows, finished 1-5 as Sonic enters. So,
yeah, it's one stage at this point. It's not the biggest deal. Probably won't be too much separation for... Well, we might see some more in World 3 maybe, depending on what happens.
Yeah. A lot of game left to be played. So, AceOfArrows got his Hammer Bro, and so does Supersonic. So...
Yeah, and to note, this is intentional by Ace. He's very fond of the tail strats, so we're going to see a lot of tail coming out from him.
Mm-hmm. Tail is having Raccoon or Tanuki Mario is safe for a nice Superman by Supersonic, but he goes off the edge. Oof.
That's unfortunate. I think we had the same thought there, actually. So yeah, he's going to have to grab that upgrade here in 1-6. Thankfully, there is another one that you can grab here, and looks like he's having some trouble there and deciding to use the auto-scroller.
AceOfArrows going for some World 1 airship swag. It's 2 1-ups there before finally dropping down to the ground, but that's... Supersonic could use a couple of lives right about now.
Yeah, that's true. Ace is going to have plenty of them coming out of here. Raikou Rider, I know, would be happy with that.
Yeah. I think he had 7 in one of his matches.
Yeah, World 1's definitely a tough way to start the game out, so... no fault there. There's a lot of dangerous stuff you end up doing in World 1, and sometimes you take some deaths doing it, but there's a lot of game left, so...
AceOfArrows.
A lot of ground for him.
AceOfArrows finishing, grabbing the wand at 3:51. Supersonic's about 35-40 seconds, and I'd say maybe a little bit more. 3 deaths in World 1 have kind of put him in a slight hole here early, but if he can keep his Fire Mario through Larry, that'll be a good start to get him back on the road. A fire kill, and oh dear! I jinxed him, didn't I?
Yep, classic commentator's curse right there.
Yep. So... 47-second gap between the two runners, and AceOfArrows is holding onto his Fire Mario so far. Quick recap on how they got to this point. AceOfArrows lost a close one to Narfman, his opening round match. Meanwhile, SuperSonic defeated you, actually, the Haxor,
He did.
by 34 seconds in his opening match, and then lost by just under 3 minutes to Mitch Flower Power in his round 3 match. So, and then AceOfArrows defeated Garion by a pretty wide margin in his first losers bracket match to get to the points. So both players are 1-1 in this tournament.
Yeah, it's interesting to note that Sonic's last 2 races actually ended in PBs, so you know, he's performed really well throughout this tournament.
Yeah. So AceOfArrows going through a 2F, gives up his Raccoon, I think, on purpose, and no Fire Mario. So I think SuperSonic taking that 5 up on purpose because he is bereft of lives, and while it's unlikely he would really lose all of them, why take the chance?
Yeah, it's only like a 3-second loss to take it, so, I mean, at that point, not a bad decision.
SuperSonic hoping that the draw for the Hammer Bros goes a little more favorable. Right now, he really needs the Hammer Bro to come back to him, because right now he's between 2-3 and the quicksand level. AceOfArrows looks like he's going to have to play both of them. It's a good 15-second time save if he avoids both Hammer Bros.
Yeah, you generally want to avoid the Music Box Bro in this world, but it's also not the biggest deal to fight him, because most runners end up using that Music Box in World 4 or 5 anyway to avoid some Hammer Bros, and then have to pick it up in the Sky section of World 5 again anyway. So if you get an earlier Music Box here, you don't have to pick up that second Music Box. Right.
So AceOfArrows definitely gets past the Angry Sun. And SuperSonic was a little premature there with the Koopa Shell, but gets through. And he got the good draw with the Hammer Bro, so he avoids the Music Box Bro right now, which is good. Looks like AceOfArrows might have a good draw of his own. Looks like the Hammer Bro is close to 2-5, whereas the Music Box Bro is up by 2-4. Works out for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's actually the Music Box Bro, because so that's interesting to note. The Hammer Bros will tell you what item they have based on what direction they turn after movement. So the bro with the hammer actually will turn left after he finishes his movement, and that bro turns to the right. So yeah, a little unfortunate there for him. So he's got to do a little backtracking to fight that Hammer Bro, and it's going to give Sonic that little opening to get back in the race that he needs at this point.
Yeah, but he's still got to deal with a Hammer Bro himself, so while they're both in the pyramid stage, it's still a little bit misleading. It's still about a 15-second gap.
Yeah, he's about a half stage behind still, so.
AceOfArrows.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying, he's using some somewhat unconventional strats, but gets through the pyramid very efficiently.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, he's really fond of the tail, and all these tail grabs are intentional. In fact, he got rid of his fire in 2-2 in favor of the tail because he just feels more comfortable with it. And even though that is a slight loss of time in the fortress, again, there's no substitution for comfort.
Right, especially in a race setting. Go with what you know, not with what you think will be, the swaggiest or the coolest. I mean, if you can do it, great, but, kind of letting that kind of thing run in your head is recipe for disaster. So, We got about a 15-20 second difference, I think, between the two runners so far. SuperSonic has done well to narrow the gap a bit. You only had to deal with one Hammer Bro on top of that.
Yeah, so he's about a Hammer Bro behind, and that's about it. So this is pretty even at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But as we did mention, in all likelihood, he's probably going to have to pick up a second music box. So AceOfArrows will not have to do that. So there may be a Hammer Bro he can skip later on as well.
Ooh, AceOfArrows getting caught and getting hit by Morton, so that's unfortunate. That's going to mean a slightly slower World 3 for him, at least the start of it. So 1037 wand grab for him, Supersonic. Underway. Ooh, he gets hit too.
That's an unfortunate wand shot there. That does happen on occasion for Morton there. Yeah, I see that he's choosing to stop Morton over going for the fire kill, and I think AceOfArrows actually did go for the fire kill. Interesting note that, to me, Morton's one of the harder fire kills in the game, so you see a lot of runners opt against doing it, particularly in races.
Yeah, the arena setting isn't really conducive for fire kills because Morton starts on higher ground than you.
Yeah, exactly, and his pattern really can change depending on what happens prior to getting in there too. There's a lot of things that can go into that. So we get our look at World 3. Kind of can be a little bit of a scary world. There's a lot of water levels. I know it's everybody's favorite, and you first look at, and only look, I think, at Boss Bass, at least in this run. And then cheap hitboxes are always looming as a potential issue for runners.
AceOfArrows working his way through 3-2. Doesn't get the P-speed strats, but does a fine job bouncing off the cheap to finish the level. And okay, Void's getting a triple mushroom. Lives are good, but he doesn't need at this point.
SuperSonic actually got the early P-speed build here, but unfortunately missed one of the jumps, and so he's gonna have to brave the cheaps here.
Yeah, and lost his Fire Mario in the process. So now he's down to Little Mario. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of places to grab upgrades here in this part of the world too. So without losing a bunch of time anyway. So a little unfortunate there.
AceOfArrows opted to not to go for the Fire Flower in 3-3. Decided to run through it. Looks like doesn't look like either is going to get a runaway Hammer Bro just yet.
Yeah, that can definitely come into play in this world. So you need to fight both the Hammer Bros in order to keep the bridge open, so you can cloud across 3-6, which is a fairly long auto-scroller. And then another note with the Hammer Bros in this world is this is the first time in this run, at least, that coin chips can come into play, where if you have a multiple of 11 on your coin count, and then your tens digit in your points matches that multiple. So for instance, if you have 44 coins and your tens digits of 4, so you have 40 points on the end, you'll transform one of those Hammer Bros into a coin chip, and you definitely don't want to do that because it ends up being a fairly long auto-scroller that loses at least a minute.
Yeah. So AceOfArrows going for a Fire Mario and finishes off 3-4. It looked like is he intentionally avoiding the Hammer Bros? No.
No, I don't think so.
It's like just because he ignored the other one at first, so I wasn't sure if he knew which was which or what's going on with that. But okay, now
I think he decided to prevent Runaway Bro from happening because it was one space away from happening, and that's one of the strats that you can do to prevent it. Is just if they're one square from getting to the square of where they can possibly run away, you can just go ahead and do 3-4 to prevent it from occurring.
I think he would have been okay anyways, but I don't think Hammer Bros can go over boulders anyways, but
Yeah.
so
Yeah, you see a lot of runners do that. But yeah, definitely not in that position. Usually it's when they're one away from that top position.
So both players using their cloud is expected to skip 3-6, go to 3-8. No problem for Ace of Arrows. Sonic getting a boss pass at point blank range. Take care of him for the fireball.
Yeah,
Sonic,
that was important that he got that because he was going to get eaten there.
Ace of Arrows misses the H jump, but takes some block down and fire kills the other Cheap Cheap. Clear the path, and he's out of. Now he's on to Wendy.
Yeah, let's see if Sonic can hit his H jump. Oh, it looks like they both did the same thing on that music block there. So unfortunately, you got to skip that block in order to get it. It's about an entire stage that separates them at the moment. And we see Ace of Arrows, despite how fond he is of the tail, opting for fire on Wendy's airship here because it makes this kill much easier if you're able to fire kill her. She's got some strange mechanics with her wand where she'll spawn rings that actually you can't despawn and will be in the stage till the end. So and that's if you stop her, she'll start throwing more out. So you definitely want to go with a fire strat here, and it just makes the fight overall simpler.
Yeah. Yeah. So far, so good for both runners here in the World 3 airship. A pretty generally basic airship. The only kind of challenging point is the part where Sonic is at, where he did a little boost jump to get on the top platform, so he didn't have to go through the crossfire. Okay.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to lose your fire flower there, but it does happen from time to time.
Yeah, so 1721 grab for Ace of Arrows. Supersonic almost to Wendy. Looks like Ace of Arrows overall actually gained some time on Supersonic. There was a 18-second gap after World 2, but it's definitely going up. It's going to be 30 seconds. 1751 grab for Supersonic.
So yeah, we get our first look here at a lot of people's favorite world, World 4. A lot of goofy-looking big enemies here that I enjoy, and although sometimes their hitboxes are a little interesting.
Yeah, Giant Land is, I think, for a lot of first-time players, when this game you realize this game is really going to be something pretty weird and wild and wonderful.
Yep.
And
So
Mario,
yeah, as mentioned, Ace of Arrows grabbing that tail because again he is quite fond of it. So
you got the Cloud Hammer Bro to move closer to him, so that's good. Supersonic using some P-Speed strats to sail through 4-1, as Ace of Arrows takes care of 4-2, so back to a one-stage gap, more or less. Almost in sync, too.
yeah, and that's not an easy strat there in 4-1 to hit. You don't have much room to jump into that waterfall, and we see him actually hitting the strat here in 4-2. So he kills that second Koopa there to despawn a Piranha Plant that'd normally be in the way, and he grabs the white block as well to kill a Piranha Plant to allow him to run straight to the end of the stage.
Taking advantage of the NES technology, which can only show so many sprites enemy sprites on screen at the same time.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I don't think in the All-Stars version you can do that.
Right. Ace of Arrows, again, going his own way with his tail strats and doing it very nicely to get through 4-3, while Supersonic is using P-Speed strats just effectively and clears out that level and does a very fine job closing the gap.
Yeah, that P-Speed strat is, you know, it's something you want to hit because it saves quite a bit of time versus running through the stage normally, because there's really no other way to get P-Speed back once you lose it there.
Right. AceOfArrows almost getting sniped by Lakitu, but Lakitu's spiny, but gets through. Supersonic gets the first Lakitu skip.
Yeah, he's got to look out for getting sniped here too. And I think he's gonna make it through okay. Yep.
Yeah. So AceOfArrows is going to opt to use a star here for 4-6. Opening section. Another star for the second half of the level. Supersonic gets his P-Wing from the Hammer Bro.
Yep, needs one of those from either World 4 here or World 5, so...
Sonic, after waiting a few extra seconds for the Hammer Bro, takes care of the third one. AceOfArrows underway here in 4F2, switches over to Fire Mario. Much quicker fight with Boom Boom. Ooh.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Sonic having a little trouble here with hidden blocks and giant Koopas, but gets through that and closes out 4-6.
Yeah, the backup P-Speed strat for that level when you don't have a Fire Flower can be a little tricky. Because you got to do some turnbacks to allow enemies to come closer to avoid the coin blocks and stuff, so...
Yeah, so AceOfArrows goes back for the Hammer Bro to get the P-Wing, and so that's that. So now we get ready for the 2-minute smoke break.
Yeah, this is a great time for you to use the restroom if you have to go, because both runners are going to be on at about the same time here.
Yeah.
So this is the slowest moving airship in the game. It's not the longest stage. The World 7 airship is longer, but it's also a much longer stage. This one moves at half speed, so... we're going to see both players probably correct their coin counts here to something more manageable for World 5, because we have the coin ships, which once again come into play in World 5. And of note, they also come back in World 6.
Yeah.
I anticipate we're going to see Ace grab this tail here again.
Yeah. Which will make the top route for him a little easier than it will be for Supersonic, because he can just float over to the top platform rather than having to, do a running jump essentially, which is what I think
Yeah,
Supersonic.
that's a good point. Because you definitely don't want to miss it.
No, you can work your way through the bottom route, but it's a lot harder. Is that intentional?
I think he might have been in chat there, looking at things.
It could have been, but it shouldn't have too much of a bearing on him. But yeah, so
he just loses the 2 transformation times.
yeah. So arrow's almost to Iggy, 4th Koopa Kid.
Yeah, he can sometimes have an interesting hitbox, particularly when he jumps up, where you'll take damage and you didn't really do anything wrong, so...
24-26 wand grab for Ace. Supersonic clears the jump, no problem. So It
Yeah, and
doesn't
if you
look
look
like...
down there, you see why he did it, right? Look at the timing of all those different flamethrowers. It's a little tricky to get through there.
Yeah. So it looks like Ace of Arrows is holding to his lead. It looks like he expanded it just a little bit. 24:58, so 32 seconds at the so-called halfway point of the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of things yet that can come back into play in this, so.
Ace of Arrows has two music boxes. I don't believe Supersonic does, so he could opt to use this after 5-2 and put the Hammer Bros to sleep. He doesn't particularly want another P-Wing.
Yeah, I think Sonic's gonna hope to skip both the bros down here and then skip the bro up top as well. Is probably what he's hoping for, but he will. I imagine he'll use this music box if he has to.
Yeah.
And I'm not entirely sure if Ace grabs an extra P-Wing or not, so be interesting to see whether or not he uses his.
Opting to use a star here for the start of 5F1. Supersonic gets to the top out of 5-2, but not without a little drama. He almost mistimed his jump on the note box, and almost went down to the bottom, which would have been a significant time loss.
Yeah, you never want to go to the pit of despair. It's a huge time loss. It's actually, if you go down there, it's faster to just take a death and retry the music box jump.
Yeah, Ace of Arrows didn't get the pattern he was hoping for, but still take out a Hammer Bro and gets a P-Wing for it. So, not a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of item pickups, yeah, that's one of the better ones.
Yeah. And for a player like him who likes his raccoon strats, this works out pretty well for him.
Yeah, I think that's the right move. Just to use the music box there because that Hammer Bro up top could have even came down after he fought the other ones, so.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 chance, so, Ace of Arrows clears through the, what is that, like the third floor?
Yeah. Had a little bit of trouble on this stage, lost some upgrades, but I think he's going to make it through just fine.
Okay, he's going to be alright with, the coin ships, because he's at 7, so... He's at 87 coins. Takes the upgrade, start 5-4. Another level where P-Speed strats can really come into play here, but seeing Supersonic, you gotta be careful because it's a long way down.
Yeah, World 5 in general is just kind of treacherous. There's a lot of stuff that'll kill you instantly. You know, obviously falling out of the sky here. The 2 forts have a lot of lava, and that'll instantly kill you as well.
Right. So, Supersonic has done a good job narrowing the gap, and Ace of Arrows is going for the side route to get, well, he skipped a Tanuki suit. And Supersonic continuing to employ his P-Speed strats to come within seconds of Ace of Arrows.
Yeah, they're pretty much even at this point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Ace not skipping this Hammer Bro, he could have actually skipped it, but it got in his way.
Yeah. So, if he gets a good draw on World 6, that'd be a good place to use it. If he gets Hammer and Cloud Bro right away, he could just use the music box on the third one and ignore them altogether.
Yep, exactly.
So just about a screen transition away at this point, maybe about 5 to 7 seconds. We head into 5F2.
Yeah, it's worth noting that I think this will be a little easier for Ace to do with that tail than it will be for Supersonic. He's got to be careful. Some of these jumps can be a little tricky. This jump coming up here looks like he opts to do a safer version of it, which makes sense. Don't want to take that death.
So AceOfArrows takes care of Boom Boom. Supersonic gets rid of him as well with a fire kill. So end to 5-8. I don't think there's going to be any difference in terms of clouds. I think both of them are going to skip 5-9.
Yeah, I think so too. They're going to be even, I think, after this stage. Like, exactly even.
Supersonic has taken the lead. Had a cleaner 5-8 than AceOfArrows, who ran into a little trouble at the end there. Supersonic leads by about 1 or 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's a little trouble with the menuing there, so Ace actually takes the lead back because of that.
Yeah, so we had Team Ace and Team Sonic in the chat, cheering both of these runners on for what is turning into quite a race so far. AceOfArrows has led most of the way. Supersonic had some trouble in World 1 and has had some minor hiccups throughout, but his speed strats have allowed him to close the gap, particularly in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, he's done a nice job coming back from the World 1. Definitely was not what he was hoping for.
And just to look ahead ever so slightly, the winner of today's match will take on the winner of Stewie Cartman and me, turns out. So
yeah, it should be another good race, I think.
Well, we'll see. I haven't really played because I've been on vacation for the last 10 days, so...
Oh, no.
I'm slightly out of practice here, but...
Well, I mean, you're just going to perform because the pressure's on, right?
Oh, yeah. You know it.
Unfortunately, Sonic taking a little bit of damage there, so that's going to affect how fast he can run through the first fort in this world. I imagine we're going to see both runners damage boost through it and try to get an instant kill on Boom Boom here.
Yeah. And we have a 2-second difference between AceOfArrows and Supersonic through World 5. AceOfArrows leads by 2 seconds going into World 6.
Yeah, it's great. We hyped this race up, and it's actually shaping up to, being the race we thought it was.
You get 2 runners at the 17 and 18 seeds. You hope it's a really close one, and yeah, right now, you've got both of them playing very solidly. Going to World.
Yeah, I have a feeling Sonic's going to actually grab the tail here, probably, and use that to damage boost. Yep, sure enough.
Slower, but still faster than waiting about the halfway point for to do your first damage boost.
So yeah, they're both going to try the overflow Boom Boom's health there and get that upside down question mark.
So 6F1 down for both runners. We go to 6-4. A lot of tricky platforming here. It's kind of slowing down AceOfArrows a little bit, but he misses the P box as well. So
yeah, unfortunately, that's going to slow him down a bit. And this spinner can be tricky at the end when you don't have P speed.
Yeah. So Sonic takes the lead going into 6-5. He's going to use his P-Wing here, as expected.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to see him try to despawn the Nipper here. Oh, unfortunately, missing that tail swipe.
So that's unfortunate. Ace of Arrows is going to use Koopa Shell to take out the Nippers.
And yeah, now Sonic's going to actually have to do the same thing here. So yeah, Ace taking the lead back. Back and forth between these two every level.
Ace of Arrows is going for the Mushroom House to get a guaranteed hammer suit so we can make a quick kill on Bowser.
Yeah, that'll save him, about 8 seconds on that fight, I think. So, oh, Sonic unfortunately fighting a Star Bro, so he's gonna have to fight the Cloud Bro as well. So he's actually fallen a little bit further behind, having to fight that extra Hammer Bro.
Good raccoon strats by Ace of Arrows. Get past most of platforming in 6F2.
Yeah, nice little strat there. Helps you save a bunch of time here. And yeah, I kind of figured he'd hit it since he's so fond of the tail strats.
Yeah, so Sonic clipped the wall, so he had to stop because he never would have made it. Ace of Arrows continuing to play at a slightly more steady pace than his opponent, who had a couple of just unfortunate hiccups here and there.
And he really uses his tail to his advantage here on this stage and just kind of flies over everything.
Right. So 6-9 will probably be the next usage of the P-Wing. He really wants to try for a wall clip, but
yeah, this is one of the most technically difficult levels in the entire run. Does a great job executing it there. Huge risk of death. Flying over that.
Yeah, I know. 6-8 was not kind to Supersonic, but got hit along the way and had to really be more deliberate in his platforming, but manages to get through and also survives 6-9 like a champ.
Yeah, both of them just defeating the hardest level in the game right there. Good stuff.
So, as we get ready for this World 6 airship, I think it's time, since both of our runners are very close, to guess how many times is it going to take Supersonic and Ace of Arrows to clip the wall in 7-1.
Now I'm told that's harder to do with the tail, which I anticipate we're probably going to see Ace pick it up here, and he's going to use it to fly over 7-2 as well. But of course, in his first race that I saw him in, he got it second try, so, statistics mean nothing.
So Ace Arrows in all likelihood will go first on that, and Supersonic will be about 20 to 25 seconds behind. So get your guesses in for both of them. We got a 8 and a 3 so far from chat. I'm going to say 6 for Ace and 4 for Sonic.
They'll both get it first try. I'm going to be optimistic.
First try?
Oh yeah, they're both going to get a first try here. 7-1 easy stage, honestly. Yeah, we're probably going to see the same strat coming out from both of them on Lemmy here. Just he kind of just sits in the corner and lets you stomp him.
As you predicted, AceOfArrows holds on to his leaf and gets wand grab at 39.48. Sonic almost got hit by the fire, but pulls away at the last second.
Yeah, this tail's going to make doing 7-2 fairly quickly a lot easier for AceOfArrows, and we're going to see SuperSonic actually use a star there and try to do it without a tail, and that's overall a little faster, but definitely trickier to execute.
Fifth try.
5. Yeah, very nice.
5 for AceOfArrows. Nice job to Matty J on that call.
So yeah, Ace getting started here in 7-2, and yeah, as predicted, we're going to see him fly over the section that generally runners can't do.
And SuperSonic gets it on his 7th try, so I was off by 1 for each. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I said 6 for Ace and 4 for Sonic, so... But,
So yeah, he lost a little additional time there, but not too much. It's still really close.
On the other hand, Morietta said 7, so she gets a prize.
And yeah, as predicted, Sonic going with the star strat here makes it over nicely there. So this is going to save him a little bit of time over what Ace did. Assuming he doesn't... Ooh, that was a little spooky there.
So...
Ace coming out with the star strats in 7-3. You don't always see that. A lot of runners opt to do how I think Sonic's going to do it. No star, just hop on these Koopas all the way to the end and try to maintain that P speed.
Yeah. So, no. Interesting, AceOfArrows goes for a P-Wing here. You can actually get to the top of this fortress without P-Wings, but AceOfArrows just decided not to chance it and just goes right on up.
Yeah, I think he's got 5 in his inventory, or he had 5 in his inventory throughout this run too, so yeah, I think he's got more than he needs.
Yeah. Nonetheless, an easy 7-4-1, and he'll use another P-Wing to fly over the top of 7-6.
Yeah, the second hardest stage in the game right here. And yeah, we see SuperSonic finishing up the empty fortress. It's almost like Bowser's Interior Decorator, you know, didn't decide to finish that one for some reason. But yeah, the only enemy in there is the Boom Boom at the end.
AceOfArrows going against the grain and decides to play 7-7 instead of 7-8, which most runners have opted for.
Yeah, it's definitely a little slower, but it's safer because you get these stars to help you run to the end.
Meanwhile, Sonic is playing 7-8 and decides to use a star to get him through this opening section with all of the piranhas.
Interesting note here in 7-8, there is a hammer suit you can get in this section where Sonic's going now. I don't anticipate him to go for it. Oh, it looks like he is. Okay.
Hold on to it as long as you can.
Yep.
Arrows
Which
again.
is tricky.
AceOfArrows. Ooh, well, it was a good run while it lasted.
Yeah, unfortunately, those nippers are the only ones in the game that shoot fire, and it's like, you know, Nintendo just wanted to show off that hammer suit, because if you duck there with the hammer suit, you're actually invulnerable against the fire shots like that.
Sonic not opting for a clipping through the pipes. Well, AceOfArrows picks up a fire suit for losing his raccoon abilities. So about a half a stage difference right now between the two runners as we get ready for 7F2, and I assume both of them are going to use their final cloud to skip. Or no, AceOfArrows.
So
Going.
it is actually faster to do this fort instead of clouding it and clouding the World 8 fort. But this fort is, as you mentioned, a lot more difficult.
So, Ace Supersonic using his music box and the cloud to go straight to the airship, while AceOfArrows is finishing up 7F2. He's gotten through the hard part and uses a damage boost to get Boom Boom. So,
yeah, one thing you worry about here is the sliding Boom Boom. Sometimes that Boom Boom will slide on you and make things quite difficult, but thankfully you didn't do it there. So yeah, this is actually the longest stage in the game, and this airship moves at normal speed. It's just longer than the other ones. It takes, I think it's about 2.5 minutes, right?
thereabouts, yeah, about 2:15 to 2:30, and it's definitely one of the hardest stages in the game just because of all the platforming involved.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but the corkscrews always make me nervous for that reason he showed off there.
So Supersonic won't have to worry about Fire Mario provided he can hold it. He's going to want to hold on to that for as long as possible, because it'll make most of the early part of World 8 faster, and he can get quicker kills on Boom Boom in the Navy and Air Force levels.
Yeah, another just little tidbit of information on this airship. You can actually fire kill Ludwig, but it requires some accurate timing in terms of when you enter the pipe, as well as some good menuing prior to the stage and item usage. So I don't think we'll see it coming out here, but you do see a lot of higher level runners going for that fire kill.
Sonic traversing my least favorite gap in the game.
Oh yeah, you have no options there. You have to do it.
For Sonic, no problems with Ludwig, so that's it. And he gets the wand grab at 47:45. First time he's grabbed the wand in a world ahead of AceOfArrows.
But yeah, keep in mind Ace does have that extra cloud, which he's, I would imagine, going to cloud the fort in World 8 with. So it's hard to say who's actually winning this at this point.
It's largely going to depend on the hand section, and I think this is a good time to bring that up. So
yeah, so the second screen transition they do here in World 8 actually has the hand stages, and we call it the hand bridge because there are 3 stages that will automatically pull you in 50% of the time. Then the other 50% they won't, you can just skip over them. But the animation is a hand pulling you in, so that's why they're referred to as the hands. We actually have a guessing game going on where you got to guess the correct number of hands. Don't start guessing yet, guys. I haven't started yet. Yeah, that both runners get combined, and it's going to include if a runner does die and have to do a hand over. So just keep that in mind.
So, yeah. So now you can get your guesses in if you haven't already.
So yeah, Ace unfortunately losing the Fire Flower there against Ludwig, just mistiming that jump. He can re-grab it on the Navy stage. It's a little bit of a tough grab, and you generally only see it in the no wrong warp category, but we may see it here.
Yeah. Question from Sir TC. Do you know this? Has there been a stream where no hands have shown up?
Yeah, there have been plenty.
I mean, has there been a race, I guess, is a better way to frame
Oh, that neither got no hands. No, I think the least I've seen is one, and that's happened several times actually.
Yeah.
It's a really, really low probability it'll happen. We probably won't even see it this tournament, to be honest.
Yeah, AceOfArrows having a little trouble there, going for his leaf, but he got clipped, and then he had to settle for the mushroom, and then he got hit again. So he's going to have to be pretty careful for the next couple of minutes, unless he decides
this is the stage you do not want to do over.
So somebody put in pi as the number of hands we're going to see.
I hope we see no hands. I want to see no hands.
That'd be nice, because that can and will swing this race, especially given how close the competitors are. Because again, AceOfArrows still has an extra hand, not an extra, has an extra cloud in play.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, that fort takes a while in this world because you got a bunch of door transitions that occur. So
Nice job by AceOfArrows getting his mushrooms, so it gives him a little breathing room.
yeah, nice little extra damage at the very least. Oh no.
There it goes.
Well, that's a good thing he had it.
Yeah. So
Sonic doing some boat swag there to try to manipulate the hands.
get your guesses in. The guessing game stops as soon as Supersonic reaches the next screen. And Sonic clears the chasm. Zero hands for him, provided, of course, he does not die here.
I'm just going to point out this is the second time in a race he's got no hands. He got no hands against me as well. So having some good luck here in the hands. But I think against Mitch, he did get all three, so it did even out for him the next race.
Yeah. AceOfArrows just finished Navy, so it's going to be his turn. Will he get the 0? Nope. So
that's always a bad feeling, getting pulled in by that hand.
So one hand. And Sonic gets the fire kill on Boom Boom. So oh, he gets hit by the second one.
Wow, that was actually well executed there. That's not easy to do what Sonic just did. You do not have very much time to throw that fireball to get that early P build, so well done.
Okay, so he uses P-Wing here to make Air Force a little more manageable. So provided he clears this out, that will be 2 hands.
Oh, losing the fire flower there, unfortunate.
Well, not going to make too much of a difference because he'll probably use a star to get out of this. And for a damage boost, start it off. Yep.
Yeah, he'll be able to just grab this fire flower right here.
So AceOfArrows clears Air Force, no problem.
Yeah, as we mentioned too, he'll be able to skip this stage that Sonic's currently playing, so.
And the correct answer was 2, and congrats to Trickman01 for being the winner today.
He actually decided to cloud 8-1.
Really?
It's kind of a tricky stage, so yeah.
Alright, well. So, he's going to play through 8-2 and skip, doesn't have to deal with the Angry Sun, and Supersonic is using, the Auglib, trademark, strat. I don't know what it's, I forget the exact name.
Isn't it the patented Day 1 affiliate, Auglib Super Tank Strat, with a Vengeance TM, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
I think I got everything right there.
Well, Auglib isn't here to correct us. So, AceOfArrows is going to try and go one cycle here. Just gets in. Nicely done. Good fire kill from both, actually.
World famous. I think I forgot world famous.
So, Supersonic, the home stretch gets the wall clip there. Saves about 2 seconds. First try on 1-up clip.
Yeah, this is really a great run coming out from him after World 1. I know it wasn't exactly what he was hoping for, but he definitely reined it in after that.
And AceOfArrows is not in line for a PB here. He's certainly held his own and has really made no outright mistake.
Well, Bowser giving Sonic a little trouble here. Uh-oh. Alright, he gets him.
There he goes. So, GG to SuperSonic71087. Who wins the match and moves on, finishes first with an official SRL time of 57 minutes, 20 seconds.
See if we can get him in here for an interview.
While AceOfArrows is going to use Star and Hammer to make Bowser's Castle as easy and as manageable as possible.
Yeah, he'll be able to kill Bowser a little faster as well.
It's 5 hammers versus 35 fireballs, and you can pretty much, as soon as he drops, you can just barrage him with hammers, and that'll be enough to get rid of him.
Yeah. And I think we're joined by Sonic now. How's it going, man?
Hey guys. Yeah, that was something.
So I gotta ask, you know, what god are you making sacrifices to before these races that allow you to get no hands? I'm just curious.
I believe it was just enough boat swag to get it. I don't know. It's very tricky. But I'm very surprised I got 0 hands. Of course, on a run where I do really bad, I get 0 hands. But
yeah,
but you know, I'm actually surprised I actually got the win, though. That was like playing from behind practically the whole game.
Yeah, right up until about 7F2, as Ace decided to go for it. You just went ahead and just went right to the airship, and that kind of swung the game finally into your favor and for good, especially after you got 0 hands and you got 2.
Yeah. Also, I gotta mention, menuing is hard.
Oh yeah, he actually took the lead on you going into the World 5 airship because of it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I was like, I was trying to go for the cloud, and I didn't know where it was for some reason. And I was like, oh, well, that's a bit of a slip up, but that's okay though.
And actually, incidentally, AceOfArrows is finished with the official SRL time of 58:55. So GG's to him, finishing strong, and he gave you quite a fight today. He played his game and was matching you pretty much the whole way.
That was really tough. I mean, especially playing from behind as well. Like, my gosh, like, he's really good. Like, you can never count him out.
Yeah, well, I feel like you were pretty good from after World 1. I think you kind of settled down and ran a good race from that point. I know it didn't quite go how you were hoping from the start.
Yeah,
But...
World 1. So I tried to go for the P-Speed strat right at the start, then I kept on jumping early, or either I turned early or something, and I just kept on running into the Piranha Plant like 2 times, I believe.
Yeah.
And then, like, I just, screw it. I'll just brush up against the pipe and then just go over that way. But, yeah, World 1 was just really rough. I tried to go for the Superman jump.
Right.
That didn't go very well.
Yeah. It's like, after World 1, there was never really more than, like, according to my splits, like a 30-35 second gap between you two. But it's like, just couldn't quite find a way to really close it in until World 7.
Yeah, I felt like there were some instances where I was slowly coming back, like I was managing to get peak speed in several levels, and although there were like some hiccups, especially in 3-2 and 3-3, I lost both of my power-ups in 3-2, so I had to pick up the mushroom in 3-3, so play that level slow. But
Looks like
that,
you're joining
Hello.
yo, Ace, GG, sir.
GG's to our other racer, AceOfArrows.
Yes, thank you, sir. I was proud to put up another 58.
Yeah, and as we were just saying, you led for about 75% of this. It was
Yeah,
only...
that's what I was seeing in the chat. I wasn't sure how far ahead I was, but I figured this one might be rather close.
You were up, according to my splits, going into World 7, you were up by 26 seconds. And
That's a more sizable lead than I would have thought I'd have.
Yeah, and you held the line through most of it, and then then just based on the splits, he took the lead because of your different routing choices in World 7, and then it kind of got put out of reach, sort of, after you got 2 hands, he got 0.
Yeah, I think that's when I knew it was basically over at that point. When he got 0 and I got 2, I was like, yeah, that's the game right there.
But but for most of it, no, you were well in control, and no real outright mistakes, no major hiccups or anything. No, was that deathless? Was that a deathless
Yeah, I believe so. I don't think I suffered any deaths that run.
So
points where it was close, but I think you managed to make it all the way through.
Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
I mean, Supersonic died at least once to my knowledge, and he still managed to beat me, so good on him, man.
Yeah.
No, I died a lot more than that.
Three deaths in World 1. So, but no, if that's going to be the end of the tournament competitively for you, Ace, that's a good way to go, because that was a very good display.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely. That's what I was telling myself throughout this entire race. I was like, if I'm going to go down, I'm at least going to play well, and I'm going to put up a good time.
And you absolutely did,
Yeah,
Well,
I did. I agree.
I forgot to mention, Sonic, did you, I think you must have been confused on which bro is which in World 6. Is that what happened? Because I think you thought the Star Bro actually had the Cloud, right?
I think they switched on me twice, so I got a little confused there. So, and then right when the Cloud Bro just went away to the left, it's like, oh great. So I have to chase him down.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, casual 57. What can I say?
Yeah, good run.
So
I mean, I died like how many times? A million.
may have seemed that way, but I only counted 3 from my end. But so you move on and get to play the winner of Stewie Cartman and me. So got a hunch.
Oh yeah, good luck with that, dude.
Got a hunch it's not going to be me, but we'll see how it goes. But GG's once again, Supersonic.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Ace of Arrows, you did very well, man. Like, you really pushed me to the limits, dude.
Yes, thank you.
So, anything else?
Great run call to both. I just want to thank Speed Gaming again for putting this on for us. You know, I know they put a lot of effort into these, and we appreciate it. And I want to thank the runners for putting on a great show. We definitely thought this would be a great race, and it was for the entire thing. So, thank you guys for having such a great performance, and of course, thank you Pro A for being my co-commentator here. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Just looking ahead to our schedule real quick before we go. We have 3 races scheduled. Tomorrow, my co-commentator will be taking on Narfman. That'll be a good one. Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have Mr. Cab 55 and Ibuba. And then on Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, we have Losso 42 and Horstad.
That's going to be a great race. I'm looking forward to watching that one.
I like both Lasso and Horstad, so it's going to be hard to choose which one to go for. But
that's not exactly. Well, let's not try and make this a Sophie's choice decision here. But you know, I think all three races we've got up on the docket are going to be very good. I'm looking forward.
Yeah, I think so
Agreed.
too. Actually.
So
It'll be interesting to see how Horstad does, because as far as I'm aware, he loves 100% way more than Warpless.
Yeah.
2 so far, so
I think with that, we'll wrap it up here. Thanks all for watching, and you know, good luck to you, Supersonic, on the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
Maybe you'll end up playing me. Who knows? But until then, I'm Pro A007, and thanks to all for watching, and thanks to the Hacksaw for co-commentating with me. We will see you all again very soon, I am sure.